Like I said, I'm psychic. Okay.
OMG, I haven't seen this gameplay in so long. Content man.
Hey,
Good morning, everyone! Get ready to...
Hey, Makoto.
Yo,
Sorry.
Indeed.
Ah.
what? Yo,
However,
Yeah.
Well.
Just give up. What? What?
Calm down. So... Correct.
Wrong! Hey, listen up! But... Come on! Wah-wah? Yoo-hoo! Well... Wrong!
Hold on. Stop talking.
Huh?
Come on. What?
Hey, come on now. Now then.
Then perhaps...
In other words, Yoo-hoo! During the trial, you'll have to present your arguments about who you think the blackened is. And once everything comes to an end, the outcome will be decided by Pop. If the answer you've arrived at is correct, only the one that disturbed your peace will be punished. The rest may continue their communal life. However, if you choose poorly, then the one who got away with murder will survive, and the rest of you will receive your punishment. Which, of course, means your school life will come to an end. As far as class trial rules go, that's all there is. Well... What?
What?
Execution is execution. Execution! Electric chair. Bzz, bzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane. Well done. Uh-huh. Hey!
The hell are you talking about?
Huh?
What the...
What's this?
Stop it!
What?
The hell are you talking about? Shut the hell up!
I don't believe it!
Stop it!
Shing!
Are you enjoying yourself now?
are you?
Huh?
Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is not allowed. You violated a school regulation. I invoke the mighty summon spell. Help! To me, godly spear, Gungnir!
This wasn't supposed to... Why me? No way!
Well now. Now you see just how serious I am. Defy me and you get shot full of holes, exploded, buried alive, disintegrated, etc. So, if you don't want that to happen to you, you'd best obey those school regulations.
Why?
Say what? Damn it! Well now. It's the Monokuma Fox!
So then... Correct.
Well?
Hey.
What?
In other words,
What the heck?
that's terrible! Just a second.
Of course.
What the heck?
Hey.
Hey.
Danganronpa extreme asterisk call asterisk.
What? Stop talking. Ugh. So then.
But... Anyway...
What? Let me out of here!
What's your problem? Just a second. Anyway...
Let me out of here!
What should I do? Anyway...
Huh? Don't fuck with me.
What the heck? Oh.
What the crap?
Huh? Ah!
Eh?
What the heck? So then... So...
Actually,
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yo. Hey, damn it. You're fucking dead.
So, anyway. This is very suspicious. So,
Oh yeah?
Execution is electric chair, bzz, bzz, poison gas.
By the way, you son of a bitch! Shit. You're fucking dead. Yo. Wait.
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious?
No.
I'm searching.
Searching? Did you lose a contact?
Listen. I see. Hey. Hey. So... Indeed. I see. Well?
Yeah. What? 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 By the way.
seem... Right. So... Well... Makoto. What? Correct. That's right. It would seem... So... Just a second. Hmm? I see. Goodbye.
Very strange.
Seems like...
Most suspicious.
Yeah, totally. That's right. Well... Cause, I mean...
Monokuma, appear! No, you can't go any further! 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 Here we go!
Very strange. So, in other words... So that's it.
Hey, listen! Hey, you bastard!
Oh,
You... Is it, like...
There's no way to think about this in a common sense.
You know what I mean.
Completely.
Give me a break.
What?
You. Da 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 da! Mr. Naegi! Without a doubt! Is this... Why is that? So it would seem. Yes, indeed. Was it a fairy? Huh?
I feel as if...
Most suspicious. Completely That's it! I'm sure of it! Come on, come on.
What the heck? What?
Huh? I'm sorry.
Listen to me! You hear me? Got it! Ha 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 ha!
By the way, you son of...
Well... As for me...
Zono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for these girls. The glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then... this ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what? I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started, It's time for the long-awaited class trial!
Why did Porla doesn't?
Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
Roar!
Listen to me!
Leon, I'm looking at you!
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided.
Got it!
For a second. Alright, try that again.
You know what I mean.
sorry.
Hey,
Impossible. You know?
What? What?
well then.
Yes, Oh!
Well, now.
Right. Can you find this? Okay. Okay.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates? Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Almost. Dang it!
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong!
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder.
Wow, this is starting.
Kitchen knife set. Yes, the kitchen knife set. We're gonna be good on this one.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, the kitchen knife set. Oh my god. Okay.
Right! No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, and nobody was in...
No, that's wrong! Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me?
Yo, this is so bright on my screen. I feel like I'm about to go verbally blind.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, There's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right. But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned rooms, so
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right.
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining...
Why didn't you say so in the first...
Well, because... they're not here anymore. Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
The person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
No! You're wrong!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did, and until we unravel that little mystery...
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Wait. What was missing? What was missing? Oh, um, um, um. What was missing? Yeah, I wanted to search that up real quick. Notes. Come on, phone, turn on. Jack.
Now I understand. That's right.
Damn.
There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
No hair
So-
was on the floor?
Yes, and if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Okay, then why was it...
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there. Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to...
Then Makoto...
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the...
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear.
Do you remember anything remarkable? Sayaka was attacked in the main...
Yeah, then they ran after her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer... There was clear evidence left.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom.
Look on how long I was streaming for.
You're talking... The doorknob for my bathroom. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the door...
Oh yeah, true.
In trying to bypass the lock, this is another most bewildering act for the room's owner.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break it? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering.
You still don't see? Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hope...
They're all just 2D and it looks 3D.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Shoot!
The incident took place in Makoto's...
Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran and they got into the back. At that point,
The killer had to try and bust because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally...
to finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer. The incident took place and Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran and they got into the back. At that point,
The killer because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally... The culprit had...
to finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer. The incident took place and Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran and they got into the back. At that point,
The killer because Sayaka had locked it.
No, it's wrong! The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was... After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walk-in bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't you...
Because it was stuck. Huh? What? My bathroom... I got it! The killer must not have realized.
So they had no idea.
Ultimately, we can't know. The killer must have been considerate.
Regardless, it was a
Definitely something odd.
That is...
So the killer would have.
Then Makoto.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I give up!
But what happens if we can't decide on who.
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rule!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh! As a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well... I was just...
Yes.
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe... Is someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be.
Oh! Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it? Shoot!
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? Knowing what she'd been through, I just...
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to...
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility? I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet, and these are the words that have...
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention... Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single...
So, Makoto, did...
No, I didn't.
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
But why?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2Ds.
But can we be sure anyone... And honestly, Even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved. Huh? What? Would you like to hear what I have to? Very well then. Pay attention.
I got it locked in.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto...
No, it's wrong! The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in...
Then... Plus, their rooms are right next to each other. So switching the nameplates would... And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right.
Okay, then who did it?
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note. She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited. That's where the answer...
What happened then was whoever she invited over came in and attacked her! We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial...
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from you barely have to touch that, and there's some on her wrist.
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
I see.
Alright, then it's about... fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened. When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
No, it's wrong. Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for this. If you are going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
Hello.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
I got it!
Hi, guys.
You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
No, that's not it at all. I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh my.
You stink!
You're no different! You smell like a big fat ugly donkey!
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
I
got
If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become...
So all that's why she switched...
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
I forgot about that!
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, it's wrong!
The dying message!
There still might be one clue left.
11037. Written in her own blood.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka...
I got it! Her left index, that could only be because she used that finger.
I see. She broke her right wrist during...
Sure. I think we can all agree. What the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh! Yeah, it looks like...
What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but... Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa! You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little brain cells are really getting excited.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right on to who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery, if you turn the message, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it ain't, boy! You're good. You're
She
fried.
wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that
Good boy,
position, she
fried.
couldn't move to write no, and as a result,
Oil.
when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me.
Nope, you're good.
I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence...
Yes.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
You're good.
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the...
But one piece burned off and got left.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had... Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon...
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough.
Are you finally starting to understand?
Yeah.
I
got it! You look closely
Sorry.
at how the shirt was disposed of.
I'm excited.
We should...
Oh yeah, that's a good... You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in. And the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Nope. See you, buddy.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
No,
Shoot! The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning.
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy...
No, that's wrong!
Yes.
Hold on. I think I know...
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball.
But how would you use...
Killer simply took aim at the... All they had to do was hit that switch. One through that... Through a gap. Remember what you said before... Hifumi had the key. So the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is... I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the...
You can't be serious! I'm not the killer! These goddamn shepherd brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfect. And with that...
Listen to me!
What that say what you want, Leon. Now here's what happened.
Can I make a comic book? Yes! Comic book! Comic book! Comic book! Comic book! Comic book!
Here's exactly what happened. I think I'd better take one more look back at the case. Last night, from what we can tell, she attacked them with... But then something happened that she wasn't prepared. They grabbed the fake... During the struggle, a strike from the sword. Here's exactly what happened. During the struggle, and that's when she lost her... Finding herself cornered, the killer went after her. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck. Sayaka knew about that because I told her. But of course... So and stabbed Sayaka. With what strength she had remaining to keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it. And with that, was Sayaka dead? First, they took off their shirt, which was... Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they... Afterwards, the killer they tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence because the killer was... The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece, but there was one part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece. Isn't that right, Leon? It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt. Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care...
So, Leon, do you object?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the Makoto. I believe you're in
Yo!
When the killer removed the screws from instead...
I refuse to acknowledge... Stupid!
This is gonna be hard. Okay. Focus.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Where's your proof? You can't.
Dang it! Oh.
Logged in, girl, logged in.
I don't know how to do this. That's
What do you gotta
why.
do? Press X?
Like, I have to press X on that, but I don't know what else to do. Because it didn't give me that much thing. Look, I don't get it though, that's why.
Breathe.
That's what I'm doing. What do you think I'm going back all the way up?
Read it out loud so you could
give it to you, so. Okay, I think I got it.
Hit me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? I refuse to give up yet!
I think I got it.
When the killer...
On one, I have to press circle. Next, I have to press X, and X right after triangle, or either one of them. Okay, I think I got it.
Removed the screws from the doorknob. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof?
I don't know how to do it. It's hard for me. I have to go all the way to the end.
I refuse to give up yet!
This triangle?
It's hard for me to do it because
Absolutely?
yeah. Because when I try to do it, it's hard for me I can't click that.
I read it the first time.
When the killer removed the screws from the door instead,
I refuse to. It's stupid.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie.
What?
Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Shut up. Stupid. Where's your proof?
Alright, so I accumulated all those combos. How do I do the actual attack then?
You gotta like.
I refuse to give up yet.
So just keep with the combo. Yeah, but I was only probably on 100. How do I do that?
when the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it.
Combo was about to hit 100.
Yeah, but you didn't get it on B.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me.
I'm not doing it right.
You lie. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Shut up. Where's your proof?
Circle doesn't do
nothing. Not a chance.
It circles,
So right now, what am I supposed to press?
I really
You lie.
So this doesn't work?
Is this real? I refuse to give up yet.
the second part you were supposed to do X because
When the killer removed the screen...
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie!
I refuse to give up yet.
You see, okay. You gotta tell me.
I know actually read it.
I already read it 1,000 times. When this happens, you will engage in a head-to-head battle. We would like to refer bullet time. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
but this is where we actually
During
find out what
you
to
want
do.
to destroy your opponent's statement in time with rhythm. Okay. Match the button pressed with each symbol. What am I supposed to match? There's only 2 buttons that I'm supposed to press. Right there is not indicating what button I'm supposed to press. There's only 2 buttons available, X and triangle. Press X to log on to an opponent's state. It's like, that doesn't make no sense.
Let's try X, triangle, X.
Triangle, X. Okay. So X, triangle, X, triangle, X, triangle, X, triangle, like that.
Let's try X, triangle, X, triangle. Let's try that. What do we have to do?
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have...
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Shut up! Stupid! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Finally did it.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
That must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very...
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid!
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Yes, guys. I got always. Always. I got always. Dad, I got always. Let's go! I got 80! Let's go! I got 80. Wait, I did it? I got 80 mana coins, meaning I could get more prizes.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. You all have a level. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You. Okay, who will be chosen as the.
Dad, want to see that chicken? Where's it so tired?
Yahoo!
Huh? Hey, hold on.
But
You son of a bitch! I didn't have a choice. So, none of you are any different! I was just... Hey, come on!
Being blinded. I'm being blinded. Oh.
no matter.
I need to check because just because of those relationships,
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
it seems so naughty on the outside. Inside, it's just a similar. It's a clear evidence.
Phew!
I understand. Hunter despair thinks it's silent as betrayal, right? Compassion, energy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger this fear will be.
That's enough. Calm down.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
That was a close one. I think like for sure you're gonna give me a good walloping. Really avoided punishment you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trip, the Black and Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second! Yeah, that's it.
Is that okay? Do you understand?
So,
Oh,
Unbelievable. Hey,
Is that the kind of justice that awakened within you?
Thrills, chills, kills!
I'm begging you!
Hey, come on now. Stop! Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
No, no, no!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
No!
Just doing his voice makes my throat hurt. Oh god. Doing his voice makes my throat hurt. Oh god. Oh, damn. Oh no. Oh god. Are they gonna hit him with baseballs? Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, they hit him with 1,000 baseballs. Oh, okay. Alright. You saw. I'm not gonna read any of this. I'm only gonna read the motherfucking parts.
Extreme! I can't take it.
Do you really have to keep doing this?
Well?
If you don't like it. Sure. That's the only way. If every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Man, why doesn't he doing all of this evil BS to us?
What the heck?
Evil? Make it sound from some dark opposite society.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark opposite to society type of care.
Well... Hey,
It's common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. I just don't think it's possible.
Dude, shit.
You piece of BS. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your boss into the ground. It's really easy to get so angry. If you do that, you're fucking... If you do that, you're fucking... You decided you wanted to get out, right? You're to blame. Once you burn off the mysteries of this one, you're thinking will change. You'll think, isn't it so wonderful? We all get to live here together.
What does this mean?
Hey,
Thrills, chills, kills!
prepare before after all.
Hey,
So, I said everything I got to say. I need to stick some fun This is bad. It's wrong.
I mean, use the bathroom real quick.
do this until I get a save. Save?
Just a second. Listen. Right. Hey.
All right. Damn. Hey. Spare bat present. Okay. One of the loneliest numbers. Alright, well that calls it for today's vlog. Tomorrow or something like that. I'm gonna go back on. So bye guys, see you tomorrow. And